Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz, Jack and Later still in Lake Jackson, and I'm in my little shitty galley kitchen, which somebody said looked like their garage, so there you go. Well, here we go. We're going to try Scottish tablet. I saw somebody trying to make one like their granny used to make over on TikTok. It was Laura Davison. Shout out to her. She's very cool. But that was way too much stuff. And there were some of the ingredients in hers that I just couldn't find. So I don't know the equivalent. So I found a different recipe and then tried my own stuff. Kind of did both, put it together. This turned out really well. Not going to lie, I had to do it more than once because the first time it didn't work. But this is good, but it is a lot of sugar. So before we get into it, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Ring the little bell down in that corner to get notifications to when we do these as close to Tuesdays and Fridays as we can. Sorry if we've been slacking. I'm moving. I'm doing a lot of stuff, so that's the thing. Also, there's a link down the doobly for our merch, like our apron and the big hand and the pot holder. It's got a cuss word on it. Don't read it. So that's all down the thing. We're a small business, and let's just get into the food. I hate it when I have to listen to somebody talk for an hour before we get into the thing. Recipe. Let's do the thing. Alright, so here we go. We got our stuff here. It's not a lot of stuff. You're going to need like 6 tablespoons of your butter. You can see it marked on the side of the butter here. If the glare wasn't so bad, I'm sorry. So yeah, it's just 6. You cut off the end of it. You're good to go. You're going to need a little bit of the vanilla extract. You just want the tablespoons of that. You're going to need a can of the sweetened condensed milk. It's the 14-ounce stuff. And we're going to use that. I like using the Eagle brand stuff. I have an awesome cooking book from them. You're gonna need 2 pounds of sugar. I got this one that's exactly 2 pounds. Most of the bags are 4, so you just need to cut it in half. But you get the box that's got 2, and you're gonna need whole milk. Remember, you need to use the whole fat stuff. If you use any of the light stuff, it's not gonna work. You're also gonna need a good sized pot. Remember, you're gonna need a big one because it's gonna have to boil. You're gonna need you a spoon. I'm using one of these. Like I said, it's a paddle because it's got a flat edge on it because you're going to be stirring the whole thing, and you're going to need a 9 by 11 or 9 by 12 tin to kind of put these in to let it cool and before we cut it up or whatever. So what you do is you start and you're going to go ahead and put the heat on very low as possible. Sorry about the elbow. And you're going to go ahead and put in that 6 tablespoons of butter. Now go ahead and cut it up if you want. I just put it in there. 1 cup of milk and then all of your sugar, and then we're just going to keep stirring this while it's warming up. And when we keep stirring it, is to keep it from sticking to the bottom and burning. So this is one of those things you need to be glad that you're going to the gym and working out your arm, because we're going to be stirring for about 30 minutes. So get in here. If you break down the butter, it melts better. Somebody said go ahead and melt it beforehand. I didn't do that. So it works either way, but it's a little more time consuming this way. But if you melt the butter first, it works a lot faster. So go ahead and just keep that stirring. Don't let the sugar sit on the bottom or it'll burn. So yeah, just keep stirring it. Eventually you'll start breaking it down. It'll start looking like it just has little spotty lumps in it, whatever. It takes a while. I sped this up a lot, guys, because I was just sitting here spilling. So once you get it all mixed in, where it's all one thing and you don't hear all the gritty sugar in the bottom, you want to go ahead and add your vanilla extract. I forgot what that was. And your evaporated stuff. Now this stuff takes a little while, so you need to make sure to reach over and stir while you're letting it pour out. Get you a rubber spatula, kind of like the ones we sell down in the doobly-doo. There's a link. And use that to go ahead and scrape out the rest of it. It makes it go a lot faster. But go ahead, and once this gets all stirred in and it's all uniform, then we're going to turn up the heat. Okay, we get it all in there. It's nice and stirred. We're going to turn up the heat to about a 5 or 6. You can do it slow, just doing it a couple numbers at a time, because I had it on like a 1 on a simmer. So now we're going to warm it up, and now put it on a 4. And then once we do that, we're going to go ahead and put it on a 6. Like, I'm slowly warming this up, because if you overheat it or it burns, it's just going to ruin the whole thing, and it's a lot of sugar to be burning all at once. There's my storm tattoo from the X-Men right in the camera. Sorry about that. So we get it up here. We're going to boil it, and then once we boil it, we're going to turn it down for 20 minutes and keep stirring. So you want it to bring into a big bubbling boil like this. Just keep stirring the crap out of it. But it does almost double in size with that, so be careful when you have the big pots or whatever. I put my my thermometer in there, and I just never read it. It was just once I get it in there, you want to do it for about 10 minutes at this big boil, and then you want to turn it down to a simmer and do it for 20 minutes. So just turn it all the way down to 20 minutes, and you're good. I keep reiterating that because I was worried I was going to forget. But once you get that big boil, and then we're doing it for about 20 minutes, you see this caramel color that it looks? This has been 20 minutes in. It's still not thick, but once it starts cooling off, it thickens really quickly. So be very, very careful. This is very hot. Oh, I'm watching Horror Babble over on YouTube to keep me busy or listen to something while I'm stirring all this. So just shout out to them. Thanks for doing all the readings. You've been on 20 minutes. Remove it from heat. Keep it stirred. And then you want to beat it. I don't have any of the old school like hand beaters, so I have a whisk. And then I got my tin. So go ahead and get your tin set up to the side, your 9x11 pan or whatever you have. Whisk it a little bit if you want to. I don't think it's mandatory. I only saw it on one recipe, but I figured I'd throw that out there anyway. And then I forgot to film that part. So go ahead and dump it in there. And see how it's starting to solidify on my little spatula already? You want to let it cool for about 40 minutes, or you can go a little longer. Even in my, see how hard this gets? It's still warm. I can feel it on the cutting board. You can see that it makes little divots when I really hit it, but it's still solid. So go ahead and now, at about 40 minutes, go ahead and take your knife and cut your lines into it. And then you want to do it now, because if you wait until it's super hard, it is super thick, super difficult to do. So go ahead and cut that up. Lines one way, line the other, and you're good to go. If it sticks to your knife a little bit, that's fine. You can dust it with flour if you want, but that's easy. This is great. Again, shout out to Laura Davidson, who is doing this over on TikTok, gave me the idea, and there are other recipes that I found online to kind of make my own here. That seemed to work. So this is great. You got to try this out. It's a great dessert. It's something great for Thanksgiving, which is coming up, and Christmas, or just anytime you want a lot of sugar. Now, again, this is good, but it ain't healthy. So just remember that. It's a goop that gets all stiff and goopy on you, so that's fine. But try this out. If you do, let us know, and give us a like, share, follow, and stuff, or whatever. The YouTube is kind of creeping in there. I had to throw that in there the last second. And there you have it, folks. A Scottish tablet, apparently. I put it together. I don't know. If you do it differently, or your grant did it differently, and you need to let me know how to do it, let me know. I made it. It was super solid. Then I cut it, and then became a non-Newtonian fluid, and then became solid again. So just keep that in mind. That's the thing. Again, if you want to let me know, I'll revisit this and do it again. It was fun, and it's really rather simple. So I hope a lot of people will do this one. So put it down in the comments. Let me know over there. That's what the comments are there for. Or you can also find us on like any of the social. So Facebook, Pinterest, Patreon, where all those are in between Paycheck's Kitchen. Or at Instagram, in between. I had to shorten it down over there. Me, Osprey Nerdy, I'm on all those, including over on TikTok and Blue Sky. I had a Twitter thing, but I'm not messing with it anymore. But it's I'm usually talking nerd stuff, like miniature painting, action figures, comics, LARPing, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. So, we still talk cooking, though. I love talking cooking, too. So, just hit me up. I will see y'all later. Y'all, please be safe, and I hope y'all enjoy this.